going on, guys? I'm going to show you how I make my first 5K a month passively with online courses. Check it out. So one of the first companies that I ever decided to build was an online course company called Red Team Nation. Now, for those of you not in the tech world, red teaming is essentially a branch of offensive security that focuses on emulating real attackers from different countries, different groups, things like that, that could be targeting a particular company. And so it's a very specialized field. Think of how you have generic doctors, and then you have neurosurgeons and different specialties. Red teaming is the specialty inside of offensive security as a whole, and offensive security as a whole is still a specialty inside of security. So the goal of that is to be able to have, you need a full understanding of everything from the operating system all the way up to enterprises and where everything, how it's configured, how to attack things, all that good stuff. But you also need to emulate everything. So it's a lot of content. And what I noticed is that in that field, there's a lot of people creating courses for very specific things like X, Y, and Z, but never the whole thing of how you truly get there, because it's such a interesting field that a lot of people want to get into, not just for how much money it makes, but also just the factor of coolness, as you could call it, for it. So that's kind of what initially kickstarted Red Team Nation. So one of the things I struggled with that was the amount of content, how long it took to create it, right? And back then, AI was not a prevalent, open to the public thing as it is now. So it took me roughly 6 months, 6 to 7 months, and the course is probably 30 hours after you cut all the fluff and everything else, just the raw content to a student. Now, if I would have used an online platform like Course AI, for example, I might have gotten it down to maybe a week, if that. You know, obviously the content is specialized and it's very niche specific, but Course AI is able to generate almost the exact same thing that I did. And even with the video creation, it's where it needed to be. So I could have shaved off 5.5 months or more of my time using something like Course AI. So the time difference there it's much lower than it is now thanks to AI, but it still covers the same content. It still hit the same things. I have rebuilt the course multiple times using Course AI just to showcase what the differences were. It's amazing how close you can truly get with AI. Now, recording content took a while. Like I said, it took roughly around 6 months. But one of the things that truly helped me, and this is also part of some of my other videos, is attaching to multiple platforms at once. So the creation of your course can be done on any platform. Course AI, Udemy, Teachable, it doesn't matter. But making sure that you get your course across all different types of platforms is going to be really vital. And that's what really helped kickstart Red Team Nation. Was the second I created the course content, I uploaded it to Udemy first, since Course AI didn't exist at the time. So uploaded it to Udemy, uploaded it to Teachable, built its own WordPress site, which wasn't a requirement, and it didn't generate as much traffic as some of the other online course platforms, which is why I highly recommend using them. But it is good to have your own website so you can rank and get the name out there. So when I got them all into different platforms, you were really able to see the money start coming in a little bit more. And like I said, the first month, due to this launch platform I'm gonna talk about in a little bit, it generated like $15,000 the first month, $16,000 the first month. And then it's been a pretty consistent 4 to 6K a month going forward after that for years. And all this is all because of it being on multiple different platforms, different partnerships with other companies that you can find that don't really let you just open an account and submit the content, but you partner with people and other online course platforms that really are missing the content that you've got, whether that be reaching out to them reaching out to you, things like that. So the other ways that I got the content out there initially was free giveaways. So since it's a tech space thing, I'm in the tech space, LinkedIn is a good way to start that process. Give away as many freebies as you can, as many courses, because at the early start, don't expect to just sit here and start watching it pound money, right? It's not going to on the first week or so. Give away as much as you can. That gets the name out there, it gets you feedback immediately, good feedback that you're looking for. It helps promote the course. And this is something not a lot of people know, is that when you give out free coupons, whether you hire somebody on Fiverr to post it across Reddit, Facebook groups, and all that good stuff, which is, I recommend as well doing that yourself. But if you do that, a lot of people will make YouTube videos that showcase it and the free coupon that works for the next month or something. And that gets around quite a bit really fast. And that also boosts the brand name. It boosts how often you're able to get into search rankings and things. Like it just, all of these facets really help get the name of the course out there. Now, if you were to go look at the Red Team Nation or Red Team Blueprint, depending on if you're looking for the course itself versus the company name, like you see it all over the place, and it's for that reason. When you do a bunch of giveaways, Facebook groups, Reddit posts, commenting on Reddit posts, all that good stuff, it really does make a difference longer term on how organic people hit your site or hit your course. And remember, Udemy courses, Teachable courses, your own website, Course AI courses, all that good, they're all indexable in Google. So when you search it, you'll see all of those different facets for those courses. So for me, I took a little bit of time to make sure that the description was right and the title was right. That was only designed for obviously getting the students able to understand what the course is, how it was, what the content is, what they're going to learn, what their outcomes are. But it also gave me a very clear moment to really focus on SEO or search engine optimization, so that way, as it gets indexed, it's getting indexed for the things I wanted people to search from. And I used something, like Google search trends, things like that. And also I used Udemy and a few others that have searchable capabilities to look for content that is missing from the field, right? Is there, is this something super important to the field? Sure. Are people looking for it? Yeah, Google search trend says so. Are there courses on it? No. There's your gap, right? It's quite easy to kind of fill the gap from that regard, but you just have to look for it. So since Red Team Nation was a company, not a particular course, there's other things that I did past the initial course creation stage. As I started to focus on new course content, I wanted to make sure that I utilize the platforms I already have. So, for example, Udemy, Course AI, things like that all have the capability to send your students messages in emails, right? It's more like a sales pitchy type of thing. Sometimes it's just, hey, new content's been updated or added, etc. But in reality, a lot of times it's used for sales promotion. Are we at a point in which, we're putting out a new course? Let's say our first course has, 500 students attached to it, right? So you got 500 students attached to your first course. You are then releasing your second course. You're emailing all 500 of them. And 10-20%, generally speaking, of people who have bought from you will generally buy again. So you can expect a few $100 just from that course alone from the students that you already got. And they're talking about it, you're getting reviews, you're getting that feedback, but you're also making money on it, so you're not even giving the freebies yet. I still recommend giving the freebies, but only after the first month or so on a new course, so the people who have paid aren't getting all sore because now it's free for a week. Or you can do it the inverse way. You can give your current students a freebie from time to time, or give them 80% off or 50% off or something like that instead, and then give the free content later. So the strategy of it's going to be entirely dependent on what you would like to do for yourself, but the freebies are definitely an easy way to kind of boost those numbers. By about 7 months in, 8 months in, maybe closer to 10 months actually, we finally hit the 50,000 student mark. And it's a huge milestone for that. And obviously that's a mix of free versus paid, etc. But organically it was coming in every single month. And some platforms will pay you per minute as well of content that they're actually consuming. So just keep an eye out for that. The longer it doesn't mean make 2 hours worth of content for each video, but you do want to make sure that you do have enough content to really push view 1,000 minutes, 2,000 minutes, something like that would be ideal, but it's all dependent on what you want to create. Yeah, so looking back on it over the years, it's been super passive. I don't think I've really had to touch it actively touch anything on any of the platforms for probably 3+ years. At least 3+ years. I haven't had to touch it, but it consistently brings money in. If I were to redo it, I would have done it with something like Course AI that has the all-in-one solution, but I'd still migrate that course to other platforms just the same. The blueprint's still the same, the advertising is still the same, the thought process is still the same. It just would have saved me 7+ months of doing it by hand to get the same results that I would have gotten through an AI platform. But you do want to make sure that you have some level of understanding of the thing you're trying to create a course on. There's no real way to get around that. That's why I generally pick, and I highly suggest people pick the things that are interesting to them, that they already have some experience in. It doesn't matter what it is, any topic works, no matter how manual it is versus how online it is, it doesn't matter. So at the end of the day, it would have been way more passive, way more time efficient, and way more cost effective to just do it through something like Course AI. I appreciate you guys. If you guys need anything else, let me know, and we'll talk later.